Hey guys, welcome to a Whale Shadow Legends video. It's raid, but you have to whale out if you want to be the best. So, Clan Boss, why is it important? Most likely if you're here, you're focusing on Clan Boss or you've just taken your attention to it. So I'm going to assume you might be at Nightmare, but you're probably within this. If you're hitting Ultra Nightmare, you probably already know why. And it's because of the juicy things called shards. This is what we care about. We care about these, really. These two, your sacreds and your voids. Why? Because they hold the most value in a fusion. In a summon rush, this is what you need. Champion chase, separate ballgame. Your ancients can give you value there. Your voids will give you some value to uplift it. But a summon rush is sacred heavy. Why? Gives you 500 points. 6 sacreds, on average, completes you a summon rush. And that is the hardest event across the board. Dungeon Divers is arguably very hard, but that's about time spent in the game. When it comes to fusions and Summon Rush, it's just, do you have 6 sacreds? Do you actually just have the shards to do the events? Because if you can't, you're not involved, right? And fusions are so integral to your account. As an example, if I was just to pull up all the fusions on my account, Armand's fusion, who else we got? Fusion. Titan event, required shards for a summon rush. Fusion. Again, you're starting to see that a lot of the champions on my account, they're fusions. Some of my strongest champions are fusions, i.e. Newt, right? Again, some kind of Titan event / path. Actually, no, I think you were a Deck of Fate. 20 sacreds, I think, for him. Which sounds extortionate, but when you're at a stage in the game where you are stacking sacreds slowly, I advise you always stay above 6. It opens up an avenue where you can collect more champions. And what do we want to do? We want to collect more champions. Now, talk of champions, the most recent fusion is Lady Noelle. Now, you've managed to complete the fusion. You've spent your 6 sacreds. You're silver broke. You have no energy left, but you have her. Yay! What do we do now? Well, you go over to her skills, and the A1, great. Block buffs, 80% chance, but we'd love if that was 100%, right? So what's that going to cost you? Lego tomes. So that's 4. You come over here and you're like, all right, cool. This is nice. We can get an increased speed, 2 turns. We can bring that 5 down to a 3-turn cooldown. 2 books. What are we at now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Lego tomes, right? Let's go to the tavern. I've got 4. These are not easy to come by. In the early game, you might get a few in challenges, a few in your login, rewards. Again, see, I see none here. And your number 1 place that most people will get it from is here, your monthly. Do your daily 30 times and you'll get 1 sacred every month and 1 void shard every month. That's 12 in a year. That's not enough with the amount of fusions, the amount of events that are popping up, constantly asking you to pull shards. And we love shiny new things, don't we? So we want to have as many shards as possible. And this is where you come to. So this is where you get your Lego tomes and your epic tomes, right? Because in the early game, booking an epic is far more feasible than booking a legendary. It takes some time. It took me going from Nightmare to Ultra Nightmare, and I was 2 or 3 keying it for a good month and a half, slowly accumulating Lego tomes, and I would throw that tome straight into Newt. Every single time I'd get one, I'd throw it into him, waiting for that max HP to finally get down on the cooldowns, and then getting that percentage chance for the decreased attack in order to do it. Likewise with my epic tomes, waiting for Deacon, who is in my team. I can't show you here because I don't have this. I'll show you here what my Clan Boss team is. If we just go into this, I can show you. So this is my Clan Boss team down here, waiting for Deacon so that I could get this booked for that decreased defense. These are all like integral skills that you need in order to take down Clan Boss. I'll do a separate video on taking down Clan Boss, but that's what I needed. And the best place to get them is higher up. Now, understandably, you're not going to wake up one day and jump to Ultra Nightmare, but Nightmare and Brutal is where most players sit. From easy to hard, that's quite, I think, is a relatively easy jump. You go from here, 1.5 mil. Yeah, the stats increase, but it's not crazy. 3.6. Hard is when you're going to start to feel it, right? As soon as you can get to this point, you now want to start thinking, can I hit hard and brutal, right? Brutal, again, is a hefty jump, but it's about building champions, masteries, taking them to 60, getting good gear, all that kind of good stuff. But more importantly, how do you get those good champions? You need your shards. How do you book these champions? You need your books. And more importantly, you need to be able to ascend them. Ascending these champions is so key, right? I've covered what you get from Clan Boss, but I just want to reiterate why ascension is so important. I'm going to come over here and let's pick a champion. I'm actually going to pick an epic. Let's go with Husk, right? Now, if I was to ascend him and go to max, notice how I can't afford it, right? I'm bottlenecked because I need this. I need another arcane potion. So I'm going to go to here. I get an extra skill here in terms of his aura, which is going to be helpful. I go to ascend him. What does he get? Additional stats. That's going to help me with progressing through Clan Boss. And that's what I need. I need to be stacking these. See, I'm low on these. I need to be, I'm empty here. But you can see how important it is. So it's a great place to go as opposed to burning energy in the early game here. Feel free to burn it for your first 60. But after a while, you don't really want to be farming here. You want to just be getting them from Clan Boss. And that is why it's so important. It's so important. As you can see, there are events on events on events, and you want the shiny champions. You want these rates. You want to open 6 sacreds during a fusion on that summon rush, and hopefully you pull a Lego. And if the fusion's really good, hopefully you pull the fusion and then get the fusion. That'd be a bigger win. I wish that happened to me for Newt. But that is the video. That, in a nutshell, is why Clan Boss is so important. And I think it should be your main focus in the game. It's the first thing I do in the morning. And when I didn't have an affinity-friendly team, I'd wake up and at 10 a.m. or whatever time your reset is, I'm there, ready to battle. If you don't have that luxury, then I understand, but you want to be ready there. If you know you can take down Void, hit Void. If affinity changes and that kind of messes you up, then over time you can create an affinity friendly team, but main port of call, get your damage in. Get your damage in. Get into a clan that's taking down the level that you're doing. Times 2 chests. You want to hit this chest, RNG rolls, you get some gems, you get this, you might get an epic and then an ancient. Second chest rolls around, oh, now you've hit a sacred, right? But you wouldn't have had that had your clan not have taken it down. So it's important that the clan is also taking down the one that you're doing. Do not be in a clan hitting hard and they're taking down Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. You're leaving too much on the table. Be in a clan that's taking down hard. And once you move over to Brutal, switch clans. Absolutely fine. There's no disrespect there, right? You want to be in a clan that is matching where you're at in the game. And double rewards are where it's at. So eventually you get to a point where you're pulling these legendary champions that you can see. Legendary champions are not essential to Clan Boss. My brother is a prime example. 4 epics and a rare. 2 void epics. Fair enough. But still an accessible team. It's doable with epics. Or you could have a similar team, slightly weaker, and 2 key it. It's absolutely fine. So that is why I believe Clan Boss is super important. I think it should be a focus within the game. And if you want to pull shards, which we all want to do, this is where you need to be. Thank you very much for joining me at RaidShadowLegends, and I'll catch you in the next one.